Hi everyone, welcome into My Chamber TV. We are the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm Barbara Marville-Kelly, and with me is Paul Friedlander.
Yes, I am with you today, and I am with Total Title Solutions, but we are here repping the awesome West Pasco Chamber of Commerce.
That's right, and I owe you a thank you for doing such a great job last week while I got over all my sick happiness.
You know, I've always got your back.
Yeah, I know,
pleasure.
you do.
It's my pleasure.
I owe you. And we have a great guest coming up right now.
We do, and this is a guy, we just went over it. I've known Paul now for probably about the full 10 years, 11 years that I've been active up here. He's just getting ready to celebrate his 10th anniversary with his company called Right at Home, and this is Mr. Paul Lyonya.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
That's really great. I want to hear all about your business and how you have worked with the West Pasco all these years. How long have you been a member?
On and off. I started with the chamber. It's been about 5 years, on and off. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. So tell us about your
Right at Home.
Yeah.
Right at Home
Yeah.
is an in-home care and assistance company. We primarily take care of seniors with the goal of keeping them safe, keeping them in the home, and improving their quality of life by doing little things like cooking, cleaning, errand running, transportation. We'll also help with bathing and transferring and things of that nature with certified nurse assistants.
Oh, very good.
What makes you different than some of the other agencies? I have a list here, but I'm going to let you tell me, because you do have, having a wife that's in the medical industry, I know how important, in fact, they were just there yesterday, how important Joint Commission accreditation is.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit for somebody. What does that mean? What does that mean to your customer?
Yep, we are licensed with the state, but beyond that, we're also accredited, as you said, by the Joint Commission. That means we have to meet a higher standard than other organizations. They're going to come in, they're going to look at us, they're going to make sure we're satisfying national patient safety goals. They're going to want to make sure we have a performance improvement plan that is functioning and effective, things of that nature, kind of keep us on our toes.
Yes.
Very good.
And are there a lot of agencies that aren't, Jaco?
I believe we might be the only one in Pasco County that is, insofar as doing the non-medical home care.
Gotcha.
Right, we don't have to be. This is something we do voluntarily.
Yeah, but that's a great selling point too, especially for people that are thinking of, getting some help for their folks, senior citizens. What made you go into that?
I've worked in the medical field a long time. My father was a physician, my mother was a nurse, my wife is a nurse, as Paul mentioned, and I've worked in medical equipment for a long time, and I decided to strike out on my own, looked around, saw there was a need for this, and I started it, as Paul said, 10 years ago. We're going on 10 years.
That says a lot.
And one of the things he mentioned a few minutes ago when you asked him about the chamber, he's been off and on. Well, one of those reasons is that when we first met, he was very active. He was in the Rotary Club of Trinity. He was with the chamber, and then what everybody hopes for, his business got so busy he didn't have any time to really take it. Now he's getting ready to go into his next phase where he'll start to be out in the community again. And
yeah, one of those things when you own your own business, you get a little busy, too busy, and you got to get back into it.
Sure.
Now we'll be able to staff it with some people to help me out. And I got some great people working for me, and that helps me get out and do things like this and get back into the chamber.
And what a great service to help people. I mean, coming into their home, and you probably look for things that could be hazardous. Because what really clicked in my mind was the whole safety thing. So can you give us an example on what you do? Like, I call you, I've got my mom or my dad that's ailing, and they've got a few health challenges and all. What are you going to look for when you come to their home?
Well, like you said, we usually get calls not from the people who need the help, but somebody, an adult child, 50, 60 years old, say, hey, my mom or dad needs help, let me call. That's who our client is. But when we go in, we talk to the family and the client, we do an assessment. We do a home safety assessment. We're looking for fall risks. We're looking for things in the home that we can make better, as I said before, improve their quality of life and keep them safe. And then we develop a plan of care with the family, with the client, what we're going to do when we're there, how often we're going to come, things of that nature. And that's flexible because things change. They may end up getting an injury or whatnot, getting worse with memory, things like that, then we up care. Or maybe they get better. Maybe they're coming off an injury and we downsize our care. So we're flexible with that.
Paul, let me ask a question. Do you, since you are the and for everybody that's listening, you're the non-medical side.
Yeah.
Do you coordinate, if they are in a home situation where they need medical care, do you guys coordinate with that too?
Yeah, there's a lot of home health agencies that do what they call medical or skilled care. They're going to bring a nurse in, they're going to bring physical occupational therapy in. and that's paid for by insurance, and they come in for a few hours a week. We kind of fill in the gaps, but we do coordinate with them. We're going to help them and communicate with them on things, and they communicate with us a lot. They're a big referral source to us as well. Great. They're going to call us when they see something, and we'll go in and help them out.
And are there minimums?
No, there's no minimum hours. We'll do from 1 hour a day, 1 day a week, 1 day a month, to 24/7. We have some clients we take care of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
That's really good to know.
Yeah.
So what's your perfect client, so to speak? I mean, do you take, are there any no-nos? Are there any clients that, you know, it's not going to fit?
Well, it depends. Sometimes we go in, we deal with a lot of Alzheimer's dementia care, and those are our challenging cases.
Oh,
Everybody
yes.
who works for us is trained on Alzheimer's dementia care. I'm a state certified Alzheimer's dementia care trainer. We're going to go in and work with those clients. They're tough, but we do a very good job working with them. I think the best thing we can do, an ultimate client, is ones that we can get better, where they're safer and have a higher quality of life once we leave, once we're there and working with them.
There you go. And for the person, even myself included, where's that line between medical and non-medical? Will your people come in and help make a transfer from a bed to a bathroom? Is that considered non-medical?
That's correct.
It is, okay.
Really, when we say medical care or skilled care, a lot of times you're talking about prescription drugs. You're dressing changes, giving injections, anything like that. We're not going to do that. We're going to have that nursing service, as we mentioned, come in and help with that.
Okay.
Physical occupational therapy, they're going to do what they do, but they often leave instructions for us to, hey, we're only going to be here twice a week. The other days, we want to get you to do this exercise, this range of motion. We help with that.
You do?
Okay.
We
awesome.
can help with that.
That's really good.
Yeah,
Okay.
try to keep them safe. Falls are a big thing we try to prevent. That's one of, as we mentioned, Joint Commission National Patient Safety Goals is preventing falls in the home. That's the #1 reason seniors end up in a hospital.
Yes.
So we're big on preventing falls in the home and helping with those range of motion exercises. That physical therapy is a good way to keep them out of the hospital.
Can
or
you
going
give,
back in.
Excuse me, can you give us, our viewers, maybe a couple of tips on, I mean, some of it's common sense, but, you know, like cords and things like that.
Absolutely.
Throw rugs on a
Throw
tile
rugs
floor.
are a big one, and a lot of people don't want to get rid of them. And sometimes what we find is when mom or dad, the 80 or 90-year-old senior citizen, and their son or daughter comes in and says, hey, let's move this rug, mom or dad. They're no. But when we come in, they're kind of more, I say, used to following our instructions, so to speak.
Yes.
Hey, let's go ahead and move this. Let's get some rails put into the bathroom. Let's get something on the bathtub floor that is a non-slip surface. Little things like that. We also, our people go in, we also check the refrigerator for that gallon of milk that's been there for 7 months and they don't want to throw it out. We kind of help them get rid of things like that, make sure they're eating well and hydrating well.
And they can prepare meals for them, help with their meals.
Oh yeah, we do a lot of meal prep. A lot of meal prep, encouraging fluids.
Oh, good, good.
Medication reminders. While the medication, what we can and can't do, we're kind of restricted. We can always remind and observe what medicines are being taken, because that's the second biggest reason seniors end up in the hospital: medication mismanagement.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
And no term agreements.
That's right. When we get a client, there is paperwork. We're licensed by the state. We have to provide paperwork. There is something to sign. It doesn't mean you ever have to use us or use us for a period of time. So someone could sign up with us, never use us for a month or two, not use us, or use us for years.
And is that an exception versus the rule in your industry?
Yeah, a lot of times there's a term agreement where you have to use this for X amount of hours. You have to put a down payment down. We don't do that.
Gotcha.
So can you give us an idea what an hourly rate is? Does it depend? Is it less the more they sign up for?
That's right. We don't have an hourly minimum. If you use us 3 hours or more, it's going to be in that $20, $21 ballpark. If someone needs us just for 1 hour a day, and we do get cases like that, a lot of times it's a bath visit.
Gotcha.
Mom or dad just getting out of rehab, they need help in the bathroom, we'll do a bath visit. That's a little more, you're talking about $35 to $38
That's
per
really
hour on
very
that. Yeah.
reasonable, though.
Those are our preferred rates. We can get most people in on that, yeah. And then if it's 24-hour care, those rates come down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
And how does that work? 3 8-hour shifts or 2 12s, or what does
It
just
depends on the intensity of work that we'll do with that client. A lot of times it's 12-hour shifts.
Yes.
We have an overnight and a daytime shift. Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. A lot for very reasonable rates, I would say.
No, it is. And is it all private pay?
Not all private pay. Some people have long-term care insurance, very few.
Right.
But your traditional insurances, your Medicare, Medicaid, your PPOs and HMOs do not pay for this care, unfortunately. That's starting to change. Maybe the next couple of years we'll see some Medicare Advantage plans paying for this, but right now most of our work is private pay.
But again, peace of mind, like he said, if you're that 50, 60-year-old, your parents are in their 70s, 80s, or 90s, and you still have jobs,
sure.
You know, I mean, that's very inexpensive to make sure mom and dad are eating well and being safe at home and not falling.
Yeah.
Because it gets real expensive if they fall.
That's right.
Really, not to mention the stress that goes along with it. Yeah. We're already ready to take a break here. Okay. So this is really good information. So if you or you know someone that may need some home care, this gentleman is the one that you definitely want to get a hold of. I'm very impressed.
All right.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
Lyonya.
Lyonya.
I got it. All right. We'll see you next time. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Potlucks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Potlucks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Hi everyone, welcome back into My Chamber TV. We are the heartbeat of the community. I'm Barbara Marville-Kelly. With me is my partner in crime with the Chamber, West Pasco, Paul Friedlander.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are with?
I'm with Total Title Solutions, but here representing one of the best chambers in the area, West Pasco Chamber of Commerce.
You're not kidding. We were just talking about how long we've been doing this. Going on 5 years or something like that?
5 years, yeah.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
It's great. And we bring in great businesses to bring to you and let you see what's happening in the community. And of course, I love Italian food. We have Bob Tarbox from Slice of Life Pizzeria. Yeah. So welcome to the show. Great to have you with us.
Thank you.
How long have you been a member with the Chamber?
Almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years. Great. How's it been working for you, that interaction with the Chamber?
Good. I've had some good interactions as far as opening up doors into catering events. I've had a couple of ribbon cuttings, things of that sort.
I got to tell you, we when we Jill does all the baking stuff for Slice of Life guys.
And that's your wife?
Yes.
Okay.
Jill, and she's also with Capital City Bank, and we did a ribbon cutting for Capital City Bank, and we used Bob to cater it.
Ooh,
and I got to tell you something. Talk about, you do things different than your average caterer. Talk about, even that night, talk about some of the stuff we had that night that was just absolutely unbelievable.
Well, thank you. Well, for the event, I made some special rolls, if you will, pepperoni rolls. I made we have a Florentine pizza. We turn into a pizza roll. So I take some of the pizza items and I turn them into a pizza roll. It makes it easy for events and
finger food,
less of a mess, that kind of thing.
Oh, it was awesome. It's awesome. So it's different. That's what's so important. It's not your typical, your little tiny quiches that somebody probably unfroze from Sam's Club or whatever. I mean, it's all made at the shop.
That's really great. I love to hear that. And you wouldn't know that unless you were watching my Chamber TV and we do this interview, right?
About 75% of our menu we prepare fresh every day in-house from scratch. Great. Whether it's the dough, the sauce, the meatballs. My wife, as you mentioned, makes all the desserts from scratch. And right now we have a cannoli cream cake.
I was just going to mention that. She sent me a picture of it on my phone the other day.
Yeah, it's a cake with cannoli cream layered in between with a buttercream frosting and cinnamon, and it's really, really good.
And the whole cake is surrounded by cannolis.
Yeah.
The whole thing has got cannolis around
the little froli, the wafer, the little wafer tubes that you see, that lines and makes the crust, if you will, for the cake. So that'll be seasonal until Christmas, and then we'll come up with something after the New Year.
There it is.
There it is. That's not
no, that's actually the Death by Slice. That's our
slice.
We call our dark chocolate cake Death by Slice. So that's a dark chocolate cake with dark chocolate frosting with chocolate chips on top, and I eat that almost every day.
Do you really?
I really do.
You know, I think I passed by you on the way home. I may have to place an order to go.
and speaking of which, we ordered lunch the other day for the office, and tell us about some of the things you have on your menu, because it really is. You think Slice of Life Pizza. You're not walking
just a pizzeria.
You're not walking into Little Caesars or Domino's. You're going in for, like he said, 60-75% of everything's made fresh right there.
Correct. And of course, everyone comes in for pizza, which we have 2 cheese and a drink for $5.50. It's our daily lunch special, if you will. As far as $5.50 for lunch, that's a pretty good deal for most people. We have McDonald's in our parking lot, but it's still a better deal than what you find on their dollar menu. We also can do a slice and a side salad. We try to mix it up. We have daily specials. We have 9 different pies that are always ready for when you walk through the door. You can get by the slice. A lot of people don't offer by the slice. We do. And we have a good variety on hand.
Say 9 different slices.
See, that I love that because you can come in and just try it.
And every chef that works, every pizza chef, every day comes up with their own special of the day. So there's always a new mix.
Really?
7 days a week.
Like what? What are some of the? What's something different, kind of out of the box?
We had Carbonara Pizza, which my cook Jordan just kind of came up with one day. It's an Alfredo sauce as a base, and we use ham and bacon as a topping.
Nice.
And it's a little rich, but this time of year, the winter time, some of the heavier items are very popular. Just for the heck of it, I made a Hawaiian pizza, but I used barbecue sauce as a base.
Oh, I would like that.
Sold the whole thing. You know, it's just, we have the freedom because we're a mom and pop to do whatever we want that day. And we have our signatures, and then we have our creative side. Just kind of
hungry.
Talk about your some of the other things on your menu. I know that the girls in the office ordered calzone, and they ordered one was your Philadelphia cheesesteak calzone, and the other was a pepperoni calzone.
Ooh.
And I got to tell you, they were like the size of half. They came in a small pizza box, and they were like the size of a half a pizza. They were unbelievable.
Oh, you make those really big like that.
Yeah, that's a pretty good size. It weighs a couple of pounds.
Wow.
And if you want, if you like a Philly cheesesteak, we take that and we load it up with mushrooms. We saute the mushrooms, onions, and peppers along with the steak, and we put that inside a calzone or a stromboli if you like. It's one of our more popular calzones.
And I just learned the other day, tell us the difference between a stromboli and a calzone.
That's a great question. I've always wondered that too.
The main difference is the shape. The calzone is a half moon as opposed to a log shape with the stromboli. The stromboli is just the mozzarella with whatever toppings you want inside, and the calzone has the ricotta cheese, or the rigot, if you will, if you're the Italian. And that's the main difference, is the shape, and you add the rigot. And of course you can choose whatever toppings you want on the inside.
And I know you guys have some salads, because I ordered a buffalo chicken salad, which was absolutely wonderful.
Wow,
range
you've
of
got
salads.
a lot over there. Where exactly are you located?
We're at Little and Embassy, Little Road and Embassy Boulevard, Newport Richey.
Okay.
Almost dead set in the middle of the plaza, really. You got Oasis at one end, and I don't know what's at the other, but almost right straight behind where McDonald's is.
When you pull in the main entry, if you keep going, you almost hit our front door.
Yeah, I know exactly where it is. That's great. Well, and how long have you had your business?
On 3/14, which is National Pie Day, is the day that we actually closed. So
really?
On 3/14, it'll be 3 years.
How about that?
That's awesome.
Wow, you really have
And you
a
guys
lot.
have dinners too, do you not?
A full dinner entrees as well.
Okay.
Chicken marsala, chicken franchise, things of that sort. Salad, knots, of course, come with it. We have beer and wine as well. We've expanded our craft beer lineup. Funky Buddha's a new lineup. Shock Top, Oktoberfest, Big Storm. We try to pick local brewers and put them in-house. They're going very well.
Very good.
Nice.
Well, I want to try. I want to try you out. You were just rattling off a lot of my favorites and some that I've never heard of before, and that's what makes it interesting. I bet you get a lot of return customers just because of that alone.
Oh yeah.
That customizing.
I was amazed to find out we have over 5,000 people walk through our door every month.
Wow.
So the numbers that when I bought the business on 3/14, the volume has almost doubled.
That's
so
wonderful.
I'm very proud of that.
Yeah,
it took a couple of years. If you haven't been in a couple of years, we had a complete renovation, new floors, new table, new booths, fine-tuned the menu. I think you're going to really like the changes that we've put in place.
So we can come in, have a sit down. It's not like just a carry out. You can come in and have a dinner there.
Sit down, relax. We have a full serving staff.
And they have delivery service too, as the other day. Of course, the other day we had your wife deliver it because she was on her way down. Part of the lunch was hers,
Now that is a family-owned business right there. I love it.
Sometimes I might be the guy that takes the order on the phone, and I might be the guy that shows up at your door.
And that's what it takes, right? And look how successful you are.
Yeah, I'm very proud of my staff for the business and the reputation that we've created in the community. The last 25 Google reviews were 5 stars.
Nice.
So I'm very proud of that.
Right.
Very nice.
And I know from talking with the other half of the family that they're very, very selective about who you have working there, what the quality of work is. Especially, I know your pizza cooks, things like that.
I do have an older, more mature staff. I have 5 kids, but they're not necessarily the people I want in my kitchen. So I do look for that with them. And people recognize that, and they're thankful for that.
Well, you know, it speaks for itself, guys. If you've got 5,000 people coming through your door every month, there's something going on in there that's right.
Exactly. And who doesn't
how good, and right up there, all your contact information.
Thank you.
And any other questions, my friend?
Oh, I can just think of all kinds of questions to ask, but we've only got a short amount of time, and I'm definitely going to try your place out. We have just about 2 minutes remaining, and you did say that you've been with the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce for about 3 years.
Yes.
So, and are you one of the business owners that are still able to get? I mean, you're very busy, but you're still able to get involved, right?
Well, he gets involved. One of the I'll just a little bit for you is because he gets involved from the fact that he gets, like he said, referrals for catering. We catered the ribbon cutting for Jill. I believe that I mentioned to him that one of the other organizations I belong to is planning to use you for a party in a week. Hopefully they call you sooner rather than later. But I got to tell you, catering wise, price wise, guys, you can't go wrong. You really can't. The food is top quality. pricing is right there?
Yeah, it fits the bill. It does. John's asking me in my ear, thick crust, thin crust?
Sure. So typically, I don't. We're referred to as New York style. I don't push us as New York style, but that's one common thing I hear is this is just like home. Whether you're from New York, New Jersey, New England, anyone in the New England area is going to recognize this as New England pizza, if not New York style.
So it's kind of in between?
It's a thin crust, thin style, New York style, if you will, but we do have the Sicilian, which is a thick crust.
Okay.
That's not a round pie, that's a rectangular shape, but
Okay.
that's the thick profile, very doughy, very thick crust. But that's popular as well.
Very good.
And again, I'm going to repeat since we're winding down, what do you attribute your success to?
I think paying attention to the details, paying attention to the quality. I grew up in pizza. I love pizza. I eat it almost every day. And just being there and being a part of it.
You must work really hard, because if I was there eating pizza every day, I would look like this, not like that.
It just goes to show, right? You're right.
And the desserts. So I mean,
oh my goodness, I can't wait to get a hold of a menu. I definitely can't wait. Well, I want to thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
That's great.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to go ahead and take a
appreciate it,
break.
my
I hope
friend.
to see you
Good to
again
see you. Yes.
in the neighborhood and maybe place some orders and all of that. You stay right where you are, because we're coming back. We have Adam Shoemaker and Liz Misemer. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Potlucks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Potlucks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
I'm sure I probably do.
Sure. Welcome back. This is Paul Friedlander with Total Title Solutions, and we're here today representing the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here with not my co-host but the host, Ms. Barbara Marville-Kelly, and we're here with Adam Glitterman Shoemaker from Life Care Centers.
Well, we got to tell them why we're saying that, right?
Tell us what you did today, Adam.
What were you doing that you're all adorned with glitter?
I had to decorate a tree for Christmas.
See?
I'm sure if I had to take a guess, it's for some type of a fundraiser.
It is for a fundraiser. It's for the Alzheimer's organization.
There is nobody in this community that does more than this guy does. Adam, you're on you're on PAN, which is the Pinellas Pasco Aging Network. You're Rotary Club of Trinity.
Yep.
What else? What other groups do you belong to?
Just a lot of
ambassadors for the West Pasco Chamber, board of directors for the West Pasco Chamber.
Board of directors, that's true. I'm on Professional Service Network, Pasco Business Connection, WPBA, CSC, Community Service Council.
The list goes on.
It does go on, but it all is paid back well.
Oh, you are a pillar in the community, and so are you, my friend. The two of you are. Tell us about your Life Center.
Well, if you're not familiar with Life Care is primarily a rehab facility. We do have some long-term care beds there, but we don't really take only patients that transition from rehab into long-term care. We have 90 beds of rehab, so patients come in for a week, 2, maybe 3 weeks until they're able to go home, maybe with home health or home by themselves, and then we get a new influx of patients. So it's constantly patients coming in and coming out all the time.
That's good. And I remember we were talking about wound care. You do wound care.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have 2 wound care nurses that are certified, and we have a wound care doctor that comes regularly every week, rounds on the patients and gives new orders. Not only do we do wound care, I know you ask about that, but what sets us aside from a lot of other facilities is that we have specialists that come in. We have a cardiologist that will come in and follow up on patients that rather than them having to follow up and going out to an appointment, they'll come there and see them. We have a neurologist and also a pulmonologist, and we have respiratory team on staff all the time.
And Adam, as you've mentioned, you guys, it's a rehab facility, but you do every type of rehab except drug and alcohol rehab. So there's some unique things that you do. What are some of those rehabs that are, most people think of a broken hip or a broken leg and rehab?
Right, other than just, your regular physical, occupational, and speech therapy, we also do lymphedema therapy, we do cardiology, cardiac therapy, respiratory therapy, wound care therapy, all therapies other than, like you said, drug and alcohol.
And out of curiosity, I should know this since, Pam started out in CCU and cardiac, but what is cardiac therapy? What does that mean?
Well, they have a certain thing that they follow as far as exercise and increasing their heart and their output of their heart. And they have certain exercises they do and certain things that they work with them, along with a dietary. We have a dietitian that goes along with that also.
So would that be for like a heart patient that maybe has had a heart attack or is just maybe having AFib or whatever, to just try to get them in a balanced regime?
It is. I mean, they have to have some other comorbidities because now the way insurance is, no matter what you do, you have to be pretty bad off in order to not be sent home. But yeah, we have a lot of things that we can do and a lot of opportunities to help patients, but not just with, say a patient may have had a bypass surgery for their heart or a valve replacement, and they're just too weak to go home, so they can come there for a couple weeks and then be able to go home.
Yeah, because I mean, we were just talking about safety at home, and yeah, for somebody that is either too weak, that's going to be a real challenge for them, tripping, falling, and things like that.
I don't know, have you ever been to the facility? Have you ever seen it?
I haven't, but
I
I've
got to tell you
heard
guys,
about
it sits at the corner of Rowan and Trouble Creek, and that's on the that's on the southwest corner. And I was telling Adam before, years ago, my father and mother lived down in Sarasota, and Dad had to go into rehab, and he went into a life care center down there. They are, if you can see the picture up, they are it is one, there's nice facilities in Pasco
now I know
County.
where you are.
But this is one of the most beautiful facilities. You talk
Nice.
about feeling at home when you walk in there and not feeling like you're walking into maybe an old-time skilled nursing facility. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous facility.
Nice, nice. And how
It is, and and we set ourselves aside and pride ourselves on that.
Yes.
When people come in and visit, they get that feeling that, it's not a nursing home.
Right.
Right.
The aesthetics are much different.
Right, because they've had such a bad rap over the years, and deservedly so at
Right.
times.
And this may be a naive question, but because of what a well-run and what a gorgeous facility, does that lead to some private pay sometimes too?
Absolutely. We do have several private pay patients, and they are patients that originally came there for rehab, and they transitioned into long-term care and decided they wanted to stay as opposed to going home.
Oh,
and so they pay privately.
Very nice. Well, quality of life, right? And that
True,
they can
true.
do that. That's really important. How long have you been there?
I've been there about 4 years.
Yeah.
You've been in the industry for how long?
About 30. So I've been a nurse for about 30 years. So,
What made you go into all that?
it's funny because I was always in business, and I have a business degree too, and I had a all lines insurance agency, and at the time it's just something that I always wanted to go into and try out. And at the time, my wife she said, we don't have any kids. Well, that was short-lived.
That changed.
Like a week when I decided that we don't have any kids, but now we do. But it worked. It worked out well. But I was a nurse when, at least in my neck of the woods, I was from northern Pennsylvania, and men were not nurses. But
you were in real small. How big of a town?
the town was less than 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And it sits about 25 miles from the nearest town.
Okay.
So, they still have a public high school there, but it's K through 12, and
Jeez.
they have about 20 kids in a class.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
But
Well, that's great. Tell us about how West Pasco, like we were just talking when we opened this segment, you're all over. You really are a pillar in the community, and we certainly appreciate that. How have you found that the West Pasco, being a member of the Chamber, obviously being a business, what would you recommend to people that are maybe thinking about becoming a member?
well, I can't say anything more. As far as I'm concerned, it's the best chamber in the state of Florida. But, Paul is the one that really got me involved in the chamber. And his saying and philosophy was the ABCs of the chamber. And what does ABC stands for? Is always by chamber. So if you're looking for something, or looking for a business, or you're looking for help in the community, look to the chamber, because they'll have the answer for you. But it's been great for me. And back when I first started, I come up from Pinellas County to Pasco County and was marketing. You think to yourself, my business, what can the chamber do for me? And
Great story for this.
it just and I started delving into becoming a member of the chamber, started getting active. And it takes a while, but you do reap the harvest.
Yeah.
It's been the best thing that I've ever done, is join the chamber. It gives me a lot of leads. It gives me a lot of leverage in the community. And I shouldn't say leverage, but exposure more than anything. And it's a very tight-knit community. And if you make yourself known, you'll do just
Well,
fine.
when he
Yes.
first got involved, I can speak to this, he was with a different facility. And again, he was skeptical about why they wanted him to go out into the community and network and things like that. And I believe at one point you had that facility up to like 97% occupancy.
That's true.
Oh, Wow.
That's true, and I think that's, and I attribute that to joining the chamber and becoming active with the chamber.
Right, and participation. It's not like you can just join the chamber and then disappear and expect something to happen, right?
Right.
It's engagement. It's actually going out and meeting people and networking.
Yeah, the chamber is not going to do anything for you if you are not willing to work and accept what they offer. But, you jump on board and go for it, and it's a good opportunity.
That's awesome. I know I had asked you when my husband was having, I had no idea that you were doing wound care, and this was like a couple of years ago, so all these different things are important. You're getting ready to say something, are you?
No, I'm just listening to.
You're just used to him saying something, so you assume he'd be ready to say something. So
no, it really, guys. Again, the facility. I know I don't know if we're close to end. Feel like we are, but
feels like it. Oh, 1 minute.
We're down at Rowan, Trouble Creek, southwest corner. Beautiful facility. This gentleman would be more than happy to meet you there. Phone number at the facility is
727-375-2999.
He would be more than happy to treat you to lunch. The food over there is absolutely phenomenal. They'll take good care of you. They'll give you a nice tour of the place. We've had a lot of friends from the chamber and stuff that have been in there, and they've nothing but great things to say about it. Tony was in there to get a knee rehabbed or a hip rehab,
right,
things like that.
We've had a lot of people, from the chamber and throughout the community that have become patients there.
Awesome. Thanks, Adam. Good to see you again.
It's always good to be on the show.
Appreciate it, my
All
friend.
right.
Thank you.
Take care,
you,
Barbara.
my
Good
friend.
seeing you again.
Good to see you.
All right.
We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Potlucks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Potlucks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Welcome back to our fourth segment. I am Paul Friedlander with Total Title Solutions, but here today, repping the best chamber in Pasco County, the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce. I'm here with my host, Miss Barbara Marville-Kelly, and we are so excited because this poor girl worked so hard. We were finally able to get the Director of Events and Marketing from the West Pasco Chamber to join us for our fourth segment.
Thanks so much.
And this will be the girl that actually knows the answers to when the events are, as opposed to us going, wait a minute, I have that date somewhere.
Right.
Well, yeah,
Tell us what's going on over there, Miss Liz Misemer.
We are busy, and thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here. We are getting ready to have our 42nd Holiday Street Parade this Saturday in downtown Newport Richey, right along Grand Boulevard and Main Street. So as you can imagine, we're pretty busy. We've got 128 entries.
128.
Wow. 128 entries. So this is, I think, one of the largest ones in quite a long time. So we're excited, we're ready, we're answering questions, making sure we're all set and ready to go.
Who are big sponsors this year?
This year, the parade is brought to us by Ford of Port Richey.
Right across the street.
Right across the street, which works perfect for the parade because they're going to put in their Ford trucks to pull Santa's float with his reindeer, and our dignitaries are going to ride in the awesome Ford Mustang convertibles.
Oh, that's fun.
I believe one of our dignitaries is in the back room in your ear right now.
Yes, our honorary governor.
Mr. John Gaston.
That's
Mr.
right.
John Gaston, yes, we're glad to have him. He will be riding in one of the convertibles, as well as our state representative Amber Mariano, County Commissioner Jack Mariano, and Congressman Gus Bilirakis will be there. He's not riding in a convertible because he'll be riding in some military units. So watch for them. Watch for him to go by. We'll also have our grand marshals of the parade. So we don't know who those are yet. We won't know.
How that's such a cool way we do this. Explain how they do that.
It is, and this year's a little. We had a quicker voting period than we normally do, but that's just the way it works sometimes. Ford of Port Richey, because they're the presenting sponsor, host the Grand Marshal contest on their website. So you go to their website, you get a vote once a day for an elementary, a middle, and a high school.
That is so cool. You know, how many years have we been doing this here?
This part's new, isn't it?
I want to say within 5 years maybe that it's
with
been.
the Grand Marshal deciding it this way, which is so great because now you have a principal from a middle, an elementary, and a high school riding on the Grand Marshal
Absolutely.
float.
That is just amazing.
Awesome.
This is a really, really big deal.
It really is. It really is. The kids get into it, the parents get into it, the teachers, the principals. It's a great team building thing for the school spirit. We look forward to that, and this year they're going to be riding in the convertibles instead of riding on the float. So we changed it up a little bit, but it's going to be great to have them there. They're excited. I'm sure Ford of Port Richey's website is very, very busy with all the hits they're getting, and they are offering coupons every time you vote as well to the folks that go online and vote. So you're getting a coupon to Ford for some service for your vehicle. So it's a good deal all the way around. So we're real happy to have them as presenting sponsors.
And thank you to our awesome WeBeam TV, Mr. John Gaston and his staff.
Absolutely.
I will be out across from the hacienda with the better half of the Gaston family.
With Delynn, absolutely.
Doing a blow-by-blow of the parade.
And what time does that start?
6 o'clock p.m.
Okay.
If you're local, the roads do close at 5, but the parade begins at 6. We allow about 2 hours. It's usually a little shorter than that, but with all the entries this year, it could run a couple hours.
And can you tell us, our viewers, exactly where it goes, where it starts and all that?
It'll start down Cecilia by the high school.
Okay.
It's going to go down Grand Boulevard, hit Main Street. I talk with my hands. Hit to Main Street, go around the circle, around the lake, come back out to Main Street and head north, and it'll end at US 19. Yes. Same parade route that we've always followed, and I believe the Chasco is the same.
I'm pretty sure, yes.
As well. So great parade route. Everyone's lined up along the way. We've got some really cool entries this year, so I'm really looking forward to it.
And that's this Saturday?
This Saturday, December 8th.
All right.
6 o'clock
Tell everybody
p.m.
what's going on in Sims Park right now.
And, oh yes, we have the holiday card lane, which we have every year.
That's so beautiful.
Isn't that neat?
Yes,
I love
it is.
that. And it's really neat to have it in Sims Park because they've recently redone in the last few years. It's a beautiful park, all lit up at night. You can just take a stroll with the kids if you're walking your dog or you're just going. And it's really neat to see. They're just scattered around. And they are available to sponsor. They do stay up till January 7th of 2019. So if you're interested in sponsoring, let me know. I'd be glad to do that. And we also have a Newport Richey Christmas tree that the Chamber did that was sponsored by Rotary Club of Newport Richey. That is up in the park. Our good friends at Team Farrell put a pretty white picket fence around it. So it's lovely. It's really nice. It just adds a little more of a Christmas feel to the downtown. So
it's so beautiful down there at Sims Park.
It's very neat.
is.
And for anybody that wants to know, and I don't mean to, I hope I'm not putting you on the spot, but it looks like they're building 2 really nice docks for people to walk out to on Orange Lake. That's why Orange Lake is fenced off right now. Is that what's going on?
Correct, yes. And I don't know the details too well on that, but I know they are building a deck out there, a dock. So they're doing that construction, because we have put the cards around the lake before, but last year was doing some dredging, and then this year the construction. So we're over in the park, but I think it's kind of nice over in the park. We were there to help kick off Winterfest as well, which is an amazing event that Dr. Unger does, so that was nice to be a part of that.
It's exciting.
It is.
So
it's very exciting. It's very exciting. Also, we have, so I'll just plug it real quick, coming up on Saturday, December 15th, we are doing Pictures with Santa at Sunwest Park.
Oh, nice.
So it's going to be Pictures with Santa on the beach. So, you know, we live in Florida. It's figured, why not? It's a beautiful beach out there, and that's part of our West Pasco footprint. We always want to make sure to visit. So we'll have Santa out there on the beach. It's free pictures from 10 a.m. to noon. They'll be printed right there, so you can leave with it. And it's just try something new in West Pasco. So.
And that's what I love. You're always, you know, staying fresh, right,
Yes.
Paul?
Have to do that.
And there's all kinds. Talk to us a little bit. Like you said, we have a big footprint, but talk to us a little bit about what's going on in downtown Newport Richey with the new craft beer places. And
Yes.
Yeah, there's we will have our good friends at Ordinance 1 that opened. Cody River Brewery opened up. We've got Dream Bubble Shop. We have Pete's Grand Central.
We've got Wrights.
We've got Wrights. Yeah, that just opened up.
They moved over there now.
They did.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Beautiful store.
I bet.
I gotta check it out. It's really, truly, you pull in and shop. You can go eat, or pull in and park. Excuse me. Go eat, shop, have a nice craft beer, or a nice glass of wine. The cigar bar is still there. You have Sip that's there.
And Sip was the one that first started with the parklet.
With the
so there's a
parklet,
right out in front.
Nice.
It's really pretty, especially this time of year. It's gorgeous to sit out there. And all the restaurants that have been down there, the Boulevard, Roses, Dulcet, and Fitzgerald's is still there, the Village Pub. I don't want to forget anybody now that I'm on a roll.
You're doing great.
And if we did, we apologize. But you also, we've got up at the other end in Port Richey, we've got the addition to Catches and Hooters and
Whiskey.
We now have Whiskey Joe's up there, and of course, why am I drawing a blank? Soynen's.
Whiskey.
Gill Dog.
Oh, Gill Dog. Yeah, of course.
Just went brain dead.
We've got Gill Dogs, Seaside, Hooters, Whiskey Joe's, Catches, Rum
And
River.
Joe Carl has now got a Buccaneer Bar.
The Pirate Bar, I believe.
Bar,
Yeah,
yes.
the Pirate Bar, and the Whiskey River. Am I saying that? Whiskey River reopened across the way.
Yes, you're
so that's back open, and then on the other side of 19, you have Shark Bites on the river, and they've been going. They've got some great live music as well, and a lot of those places are just booming right now. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is so, and how would you ever know unless you tuned into My Chamber TV,
That's
where
right.
we let you know what's happening in the community.
And we've got a new, what we call a West Side, and we have a wake-up breakfast now that the new president, Liz Juffin, has put together, and that's going to be a week from this coming Friday on the 14th.
Yes.
Talk about that, because that's going to be a special breakfast.
Yes, this is one of my favorites. This is our new, well, it's a newer monthly membership breakfast.
Right. Yes.
But it's also a toy drive that benefits Metropolitan Ministries. Mr. Scott Fink, CEO of what is it, Hyundai,
Volkswagen, and the rest of the world.
Yes, Scott Fink Auto Enterprises, I think it is. But he will be our guest speaker. He's also sits on the board of directors for Metropolitan Ministries. So
nice.
Him and his wife both are very involved with that organization. So we're thrilled to have him as a guest speaker. We want to collect as many unwrapped toys as we possibly can. This breakfast is also sponsored by Posadas, Tetlow, and More. So we appreciate their sponsorship. We look forward to that event. We welcome new members. We thank our renewing members. We do a chamber update, and welcome our guest speaker, and then hope to collect as many toys as we possibly can.
And westpasco.com, they can still sign up for the breakfast?
They can. I do have to say,
is there a glitch with the changeover, or is that still?
No, we're merging into the system, but they can still go to westpasco.com.
Okay.
We take care of it on the back end, so no worries there.
Okay.
Going back to the parade real quick, though,
Please.
I do have to thank also, of course, Fort Richey, but Mears Plumbing and Beloise Realty are our Silver Bell sponsors of the parade, so we want to thank them as well. They've been very supportive. And of course, Holiday Rotary Club, they volunteer all day long to help us organize the parade, get all the participants in line, and that's not an easy job,
I can imagine. Oh, that's amazing, Liz. I know we're winding down. We have just a few seconds remaining, but wow, what a memory. I mean, she's got it all down here, Paul. 30 seconds.
And speaking of not easy jobs, shout out to Patty Christ, who's the office coordinator back there, and again, our buddy John in the back room that's yelling in our ear and keeping us on task. And
speaking of that, just a few seconds. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Thank you, Liz.
Thanks for having me.
We love you.
We love you.